Hi, my name is Lorena Sadie. I am the founder and managing attorney here at Sadie Law Group and wanted to do an update on what I am seeing on the SBA/EIDL loans and kind of what's starting to roll out now. So no surprise, a lot of folks have been unable to totally rebound from the pandemic. I'm doing so many calls with entrepreneurs who now these EIDL loans have come due, and they're getting collection notices, they're getting collection threats, all that good stuff that comes along with if bills don't get paid. And so what I am seeing in regards to the EIDL loans, so for my Chapter 13 folks, I'm definitely seeing the SBA, they're filing claims. Of course, they want to get paid. So if you have loans that have a personal guarantee attached, and you file a bankruptcy, you better bet they're going to file for their claim. If you're doing a 13, because in Chapter 13 cases, they do file claims to get paid. Now, if you're a Chapter 7 client, there's no claims that get filed, but if you have a personal guarantee, you need to remember to tell your attorney that you have an EIDL loan, because if you don't, then they don't get notice of the bankruptcy and they can argue you left it off and it doesn't get discharged. So make sure if you are looking for bankruptcy protection, go back and just, if you think you have any kind of a personal guarantee on an SBA loan, please make sure that you tell your attorney, because we do need to list it. Now, what I've not seen, and I think I talked about this in my last video about the SBA loans, I've not seen any odd filings or pleadings or any nasty adversary actions, anything like that, now from the SBA. But what I am seeing is I'm seeing trustees, and this being the Chapter 7 trustees, they're wanting to see an accounting of what folks did with the money. So, if you took out a $300,000 EIDL loan last year and then 12 months later you file bankruptcy, they're going to ask you, where's the money? What'd you do with it? So if you know that bankruptcy may be in your future because of, the situations that are going on, please make sure that you have your bank statements. The bank statements where the EIDL money went in, and all the bank statements to show where the EIDL money went out. Because the trustees can ask for that. They are completely within their right, and they're trying to see where the money went, who you paid, if maybe there's an opportunity for them to claw some of that money back into the estate. So, definitely, I would say if you are an entrepreneur and you're thinking about bankruptcy, you really do need to have counsel if you are going to go forward with the Chapter 7, because you may inadvertently shoot yourself in the foot over a transfer that common sense you would probably think, oh no, that's fine, and it's not. And now you have a trustee going after a friend, a family member who may have been an employee, a vendor. There can just be a lot of scenarios that come up. So I'm definitely seeing the trustees now, they're starting to get focused on these, and they want to know what happened to the money, and they want to see what happened to the money. So, just be prepared if you're going to file bankruptcy. And again, do all of this before you file bankruptcy, because what you don't want to happen is, let's say, you owe your money, or you owe your bank money, and you close the account. Then you file bankruptcy, and then here comes a trustee is like, by the way, I need to see the last 2 years of bank statements. And you're like, but my account is closed. They don't care. Your case will stay open. You'll have to go back to the bank. You may have to pay fees. I mean, it can be a hot mess. So save yourself the drama and the time, and go ahead and start pulling those documents if you're even thinking maybe I've got to file bankruptcy and I've got these loans. So, like I said, I have not seen any adversary actions where they're actually going after someone for fraud or something like that. Not seen anything like that yet. I'm sure eventually they will come, but I'm not seeing anything like that yet in court. But I am seeing the trustees, again, start to be very laser focused on what you did with the money. And at the end of the day, these loans are still just regular dischargeable loans. I mean, they're not special. They're not student loans. There seems to be a lot of confusion about that. I have a lot of people calling me panicking, thinking that the SBA loans are, they're like student loans, and they're extremely difficult to discharge. No, it's still just a loan, and it gets discharged. So there's nothing special about them in that regard. And I've mentioned this in a couple of my other videos. If you did take out any SBA loans, be aware that if you, when the trustee is looking at your transfer of assets, if you have an SBA loan, a government loan, it triggers a certain provision that's going to allow a trustee to not only go back 4 years and look at any of your transfers and try to undo them and pull it back into the estate, they can go back 6 years. So be very, very, very cognizant of that. And, you know, if you've sold property or transferred something, this is definitely a conversation you need to have with your attorney and make sure they know that you have these loans and there's these transfers, because, you know, I always tell my clients, bankruptcy has a lot of different moving parts. And if you change one thing, it can screw up everything. I shouldn't say screw up. It can change everything. And we may need a different game plan in terms of the chapter we file, when we file. There's just a lot of things that go into it. So that's where the expertise of your attorney is really, really, really going to be important. So, you know, I get it. I mean, I'm really talking to a lot of entrepreneurs every week, and it breaks my heart because you know, who could have seen the pandemic? I mean, it is what it is. But a lot of folks are now faced with closing their business, and they have all of these loans, and they're just, you know, they're trying to find how they're going to make money again. I mean, it's a very stressful time, but you need to make sure that it's done in a very precise way, because again, you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot if you have these kinds of loans. So if you have any questions, if you live in Georgia and you have any questions, I can definitely help you. And I've got some additional information down below in my video description, but I'm always happy to answer questions, and that's it.